So today we're going to talk about the gospel reading. How many were you listening to it? Yeah? All right, so Jesus told the story of a man, and how many sons did he have? You can scratch out. 2 sons, okay? So he went to the first son, and he asked him to go out into the vineyard, okay? Who knows what a vineyard is? You know what a vineyard is? Anybody know what a vineyard is?
It's a garden. It's a garden where they have grapes and stuff to make wine.
Yeah, it's a garden where they have vines, very good, that grow grapes. Okay, so this would probably be a big one. This guy was a farmer. Okay, and his crop was grapes. So since grapes grow on a vine, they call the yard where the grapes grow a vineyard. Okay. All right, good. So he asked the first son to go into the vineyard and work. And what does the first son do? Do you remember?
He said no, but he still went out there to work.
Okay. So the first son said no, but then he went anyway. He changed his mind and he worked in the vineyard. So what happened to the other son? What happened up there?
The second son said yes, but then he changed his mind and didn't go.
Okay, so the second son said yes, but then he changed his mind and didn't go. So the question that Jesus asked to the folks he was telling this story, which one did the Father's will? The first one did the Father's will, right? Because was it more important about what the Son said or what the Son did? What you do, right, is more important. Okay, you know, we have this saying that actions speak louder than words, right? And in this case, that's what Jesus is trying to prove. You also know the saying, it's easy to talk the talk, but you gotta walk the walk. So that's what's happening in this story. Now think about it for a minute. Let's go to the son who first said yes and then changed his mind and didn't go out. Okay? Why do you think he did that? Do you have any idea why he may have done that? So he didn't have anything to do, right? So maybe he was lazy. Is that what you're thinking? He said, sure, Pop, and then he decided he had other things to do, right? Any other ideas of what he may have been thinking?
Maybe he thought since the first son did all the work that the father would think that he did it.
Yeah, see, we had a big conversation at the last Mass about this. So the theory is that the second son knew that the first son was in the vineyard, so why the heck should he have to go, right? And maybe he'd get credit for it. Could be. Who knows? Any other theories about why the second son may have said yes and then changed his mind?
Because he didn't want to go.
Because he didn't want to, yeah. So maybe he had other things to do, right? Maybe he just got busy and he forgot. I mean, I'm sure it's never happened, but just in case, how many of you maybe did somebody at home tell you to clean your room? And you said yes, and yeah, well, see, we've all been there, right? So it's not so much that the second son was a bad person, it's just that he didn't follow through with what he said. And so what? Actions speak louder than words. The mere fact that he said yes didn't mean he did the Father's will, right? So how about the second son? Why do you think he may have said no first? Why do you...
Maybe because he wanted to surprise his father.
Oh, so maybe he knew he was going to go work in the vineyard and he wanted to surprise his father and say no, right? I just have news for you. If I had told my father no, there would have been a surprise for me, right? But you never know, right? You just don't know. So what other reason might he have said no?
He might have not wanted to do it in the beginning, but then he's like felt bad for saying no to his father, so he went and did it anyways.
Okay, so he said no because he was being honest, right? At least he was upfront with his father. No, I'm not going to do it. So that could have been a reason why he said no. Any other reason why he may have said no?
He probably said no because he didn't get what he tried to say.
He said no because he didn't get what the father wanted him to do? He didn't understand, maybe? Okay, maybe he didn't understand what his father wanted him to do.
Maybe the son was upset with the father for son because like maybe they didn't get along. So he said no at first, and then he just decided to do it.
Okay, maybe he just didn't want to do it because he and his father were having an argument. We don't really know, right? We just know he said no. And sometimes we might judge him just for saying no, right? That he was a bad person or something because his father asked him to do something or told him, and he said no up front. But does he end up being the bad guy in the story? No. Why? Because he ends up doing the father's will, right? Now, what do you think happened between the time he said no and the time he decided to go into the vineyard? What do you think may have happened? Nobody has any ideas? Like it's never happened to them before, right?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Well, that's an honest answer, and we don't know, but we're just seeing if we can figure it out.
Maybe he was when he was walking to like someplace, he was thinking about when he said no, so he went back and went to the vineyard so he could harvest the grapes.
Okay, so maybe he was thinking about it. He went for a walk or something, and he thought about it for a while and decided to do that. Any other thoughts? Okay.
He didn't want his father to be disappointed in him.
He didn't want his father to be disappointed in him. We had a few over here in this room.
Maybe because he started out lazy, but he tried to not be lazy anymore, so he did what his father asked.
Okay, so maybe he started off lazy and then realized that maybe he didn't want to be lazy anymore.
He probably was doing something else. He probably finished early, so he wanted to help his father out.
Okay, now there's something there. I mean, you know, how many of us have so many things to do that we just can't take on one more thing, right? And then we say no. And then we realize that, you know what? We can do that. We can do that, and then we go ahead and do it.
Maybe he decided to do it because he knew that he was supposed to do it because his father asked him.
Well, there you go. Maybe he did it because he knew it was the right thing to do. Okay, you see, there's all kinds of reasons why sometimes we don't do what we're supposed to do up front, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean we're bad people because we don't always get it right. How many of us have ever got it wrong? See, all of us at one point get it wrong. But the point of the story is that whenever you decide the time is right to do the right thing, then God is ready for you, okay? It's never too late to do the right thing. Amen? And sometimes that happens to us. We can't do the right thing. We don't do what we're supposed to do. And then we start feeling bad about it, but now we're embarrassed and we're afraid to do the right thing. because we don't want people to laugh at us, or we don't want something said about us. The point is, it's never too late to do the right thing. So the story is trying to teach us two things. First, that actions speak louder than words. You can't just talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. And it's never too late to do the right thing, okay? All right, well, thank you all very much.